Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Walking the World. We're here at the Outdoor Retailer Show with this amazing man, Dana, with Jack Wolfskin, right?
Yes, sir. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I've heard about Jack Wolfskin, but I don't know that much about it, so I'm hoping that you're going to tell us, right?
Oh, I have more knowledge than you care to know. So, from a history perspective, you know, we like to say, or we jokingly say in the United States, we're the biggest brand nobody's heard of. The reality behind that is we're a global brand. We're in over 60 countries worldwide. Our heritage and base is in Frankfurt, Germany. We are roughly a $400+ million brand, which puts us as one of the top 5 global brands in the industry. We compete in the more premium marketplace with better quality, signature, technical product, lifestyle, and travel.
I like it already. I mean, I like that they're in 60 countries, so we can go any place in the world, which we do. We can get the product. If something happens to it, we can find it.
Just about. We're trying our hardest.
Sounds good to me. So what are we going to start with? One thing we talked about, and you know, for everybody out there, as you know, our environment, our world is a little on edge right now in many different ways, but being sustainable with the impacts on the environment right now is one of the most important things for me that any product line can work on. And I know I was talking to Dana a little bit earlier about, you know, how they see themselves in this. So I'm going to ask you if you'll tell us a little bit about your sustainability.
Okay, it's something that is as a culture and a brand that we've always taken seriously in total. What we call Tech Support Ecosphere collection is something we started about 2 years ago, and it's really a way to be able to take plastic bottles and that type of material out of the environment and be able to use it, recycle it. Our model is recycle, reuse, rethink, or repurpose. Rethink, reuse, repurpose. Love it. And the concept behind it is we take the plastic water bottles, we use them through the pico to make polyester granules, which then produces into the product. So in our product, using this as an example, the outer shell, the inner lining, and then the membrane are all done through a recycling process. Most of it is done through repurposing plastic water bottles, and then we also take and reuse the excess materials through cuts in production, put those through the recycling process so that we're using all elements of the product. Excellent. The end result is the jacket is probably about 98% recycled. We don't quite have recycled zippers yet or snaps. But our next step beyond this in just the shell is as we go into fall 18, we'll be going into Nanook, which is our term for fleece. So our entire U.S. range, all fleece that we produce will be done through a recycled process. So it's roughly 11 plastic water bottles make one fleece, which is pretty interesting. The 16 ounce.
Oh, really?
So the 16, 11 of those, one fleece.
That's amazing.
So 22 water bottles, 2 fleece. 33 bottles, 1 jacket.
Okay, so he's giving me a lesson here in math, which is probably a good idea.
Notice I was using my fingers.
That was good.
And then new for fall 18, we're also taking the insulation within our jackets, which we call MicroGuard, which is a proprietary insulation, and we use that through the recycling process as well. So our winter 56 or 44 styles within our winter collection will have recycled shell, lining, membrane, as well as fleece and or insulation. And it's a big step for the company, something we're proud of, and we feel that our position right now is leading the market, and that's the initiative we want to take going into the U.S.
I just want to say, you know, to everybody listening, or whenever you listen, that I think that's, you know, something we have to look at very strongly. And I'm glad that you're leading the way, because I recently read something that there's now by weight more plastic in the ocean than there are fish by weight, and a lot of those are throwaway plastic bottles. So if you have a company like Jack Wolfskin, who are taking things that are not only, I think 1 million seabirds a day die from plastic pollution. A blue whale just washed up with I think 56 pounds of plastic in its stomach and stuff, and it just can't eat or digest anymore. So when we have a company like this, like you, doing this kind of project, it's making a difference, and that's what we need everybody to do. So thank you for that.
Well, and we have another initiative that we can lead right into, which is a natural.
Okay, so you were talking to us about your new 100% PFC-free apparel, right? Or where you're going to.
Yeah, and this is where sustainability really started for Jack Wolfskin. We started this as a company over 8 years ago. The goal was to be able to reduce and then completely eliminate PFC freeze from the production process by December of 2020. We're very proud of this accomplishment because we're now going into our spring 2019 selling season, and our entire apparel range is now 100% PFC free.
First of all, that's amazing. Can you tell us a little bit, for people who aren't familiar with PFCs, what they are in general, and then why it's a problem? Because I don't think most people understand that most rain gear or a lot of the active gear has PFC on it, which has an impact.
Well, I have to use my disclaimer here because I'm a sales guy, so search Google, double check me on whatever I say. But the PFC is basically fluorocarbons. It's an aerosol which impacts the ozone layer. But in taking it down to why it's beneficial is, as it being an airborne gas, it gets in the air, it rains, the rain takes it down in the water gets into the fish, we eat the fish, it ends up in our body. That's the non-technical or non-scientific approach, and eliminating that from the process because it's really not necessary. If it's bad for the environment, why have it? But it's a very tedious process. It's, as you can tell, it's taken us 8 years to be able to get the brand to be 100% PFC free. So eliminate the fluorocarbons is key. And the big part of fluorocarbons is the DWR, or the waterproofing that goes on the jackets. So through diligence, persistence, and good leadership from Jack Wolfskin's management team, they've been able to stay committed to this and to be able to take those out of the production process.
So I just want to throw in, Dana said DWR, which is durable water repellent, which is a finish on a lot of items, not just rain gear, but a lot of items, right?
Correct. And as we go down the line, we're working to take that out of our backpack and equipment line and taking it out of other processes. So there's more to come from us as a brand, but the brand is committed to do that and will not deviate from that path.
I love it. Thank you so much for that. What else do we have?
Oh, we have a couple new good things. I'll keep the next two a little bit shorter, but they're equally as exciting.
All right, let's go see that. Okay, so you're going to tell us about now what?
Mosquito-proof.
Okay.
As we're going into 19, we've taken a new approach to Jack Wolfskin and doing product capsules. Really neat ideas that are a little bit smaller, but equally important to the consumer, particularly when we're looking at targeting consumers that travel around the world, as Jack Wolfskin being a global brand. So the one we're excited about now is our Mosquito-Proof Construction that we're introducing for Spring 19. We offer it across men, women, and children's sizing. And basically what it is, we just take the fabric here. It's a little bit thicker weave. It's kind of probably hard to see. But what it does is it's a tight weave, so it doesn't allow the mosquito to penetrate. But most importantly, in staying with our other initiatives, it's chemical free. Oh.
Well, hey, thanks for joining our filming. Come on in. What's your name?
I'm Marlene. I'm from Switzerland.
Switzerland. So do you yodel?
No, unfortunately not. I have to train some more years.
What about chocolate? Do you have any dark chocolate from Switzerland?
No, but milk chocolate down at our booth. Like you. Yes, we do have.
Milk chocolate. Do they have?
1039 lower level.
You're good. Do you have Jack Wolfskin products in Switzerland?
Yes, we do. Yeah, absolutely. They're great.
Do you climb the Eiger all the time?
Yeah, absolutely. No.
Every day?
Every day, almost. No, every week.
More than Uli Steck?
Yes. No. No, but it's great there. It's a great area, yeah.
Well, thanks for stopping by. It's a pleasure. We don't want to interrupt you, so if you need to... All right. Thanks. Good talking to you.
So within our range, as we talked about, it's chemical free. It's all about the product weave. And then it goes from upper body, pants, we offer gaiters, and also a hat. Really cool design on the hat. This unzips and there's a full mesh bag which then comes down and pulls down over the face for those areas where you've got mosquitoes you can take a taxi on. And
excellent. And you have, I could be outfitted complete head to toe in that.
You could walk into a mosquito-infested room and be safe.
What about my face?
Well, as long as you're wearing the hat with the mesh coming down, you're good.
And what about my hands?
The gloves, you're going to have to, put them in your pocket.
Okay.
Yeah, put them in your pocket.
Okay, so, it sounds like excellent. I need one of those right now. So I was just in Bluff, Utah, and during the day, no, I was up on the Mesa, Grand Mesa over in near Grand Junction where I live, and it was mosquito heaven. So I would have loved this over there.
I remember
So-
being there one time. The last time I was in Minneapolis, I actually couldn't get a cab. I took a mosquito.
So this guy has a great sense of humor, which is good for the outdoors. So what are we gonna do now?
I think we'll talk about our last little capsule next, and then we'll wrap it up.
All right, let's do it. We're going over there. Come on with us.
So this is our collection, which we call JW Pack. I'm not sure if you can see it up here or on the wall. The concept with JW Pack is that as our customer likes to travel a lot, it's how do you make it easy? So we've taken items and been able to encapsulate them, thus the JW Pack. So for example, I'll come back to that in a second, but we use technical elements within this. This has our Stormlock technology, which again is a proprietary technology, but it's a coated product, so it's water repellent, but it also has a membrane in it that keeps it windproof, but yet still breathable. So it's a lightweight technical windbreaker. Lack of a better description. We also use travel pants. All of our products in this area will be delivered with a JW Pack little bag, so your product can fold up nicely in there and go into a nice compartment, into a suitcase of this nature. Not sure if you can see it from that angle, but the idea again is to be able to take 1 or 2 weeks worth of packings all nicely into a bag that fits nice and concise and easy to go with.
As someone who runs hiking trips around the world, I always have to tell people now, realize that we're only going to be out for so many days, 10 days, and we're not camping. We're staying in hotels or bed and breakfast or something. And I have to keep telling them, you got to pack lightly. So this would be a great thing to give them an example of, here's an example of how you could do it and what you can get. That's great.
Yeah, I'm trying to train my wife on this too, so we only have to check 1 bag instead of 3.
Good.
Boy, that's going to cost me.
Yes, it will.
I do have one last little thing just to show you on this one jacket here, if we can change the angle just a little bit, is the cool feature here that we did is we actually did a stowaway pocket. So you can actually take the, you can see JW Pack here on the pocket. The whole jacket reverses into the pocket, is zippable, and so then it's really easy to be able to put into a suitcase and pack. But yet you have a really technical piece where this is 100% waterproof. It's lined with a membrane as well, and it's under $150 retail. So it's a great piece, affordable, and yet very practical and lightweight to travel with. And that's kind of my drum roll. I don't have anything more intelligent to add.
Like a couple pieces you would particularly like to have stand out?
You know, it's the range of product that we have right behind you is kind of interesting, because what it does is it represents our range of what we call ecosphere. This is where we kind of started our conversation, and about sustainability and recycled products and things like this. So when you look at the vibrant colors that are there, the fabrics, the materials, the textures, the versatility of the range, both men's and women's, it's really an exciting proposition because you can do good things for the environment by using product that's made with recycled materials, but yet you still can be very fashionable, well-dressed in quality product. You're not sacrificing anything by taking this step. I appreciate you coming in. It's been a pleasure showing you all our line and our offering. And look for Jack Wolfskin in the U.S. We're excited to be here.
So your website is?
JackWolfskin.com. Now that is an international website. We don't have a U.S. website at this particular point, but our good friends at Amazon.com, Zappos.com, MooseJaw.com would all be more than happy to offer the product selection for you.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
And as always, we appreciate you coming to the YouTube channel for Walking the World. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you would like to share it because you liked what was in here, we'd love that as well. And to end it, I would look forward to seeing you soon on the trails someplace in the world. I think we do 30 areas in the world, maybe not all 60, and maybe you'll have a Jack Wolfskin on while you're doing it. So keep on walking.